What is up, everybody? Happy Friday!
Happy Friday.
We made it to the weekend,
Oh my
guys.
God.
We made it to the weekend. Congratulations. You made it. You are here. I know this week was crazy because of the rainstorm, right?
Oh my God.
Holy cow, man.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
of our
I'm still recovering from that.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I actually have a friend of mine. Shout out to Ariel.
No.
All right. I have a friend of mine who lives in Forest Hills, and she put out a video where she was walking down the stairs of the building, and she got to the lobby, and this was in Forest Hills.
Yeah. And
She got to the lobby, and there was water level like maybe 4 feet high in the lobby.
Yeah.
Basement flooded, laundry room flooded.
Yeah.
Everything was flooded. It was crazy.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Any whoozle.
Anywho, we got here. It's Friday.
Oh, it's a long weekend.
It is a long weekend.
Can you guys hear us well? Everything is good. I'm not
Israel, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you fine.
Let me see something, because I think there was a slight glitch. I'm seeing that there's you have somebody on?
I have somebody on.
All right. Gigi has anybody on. So let's put these comments up.
Yes.
So good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday. We have an interesting topic. But before we start, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ed with NYC Homes. With Ed, you can follow me on Instagram.
Look at the camera. And I'm Gigi.
There she is.
I'm Gigi.
And that's
the
Gigi.
Gigi.
Go ahead, Gigi. What's your Instagram? I know you're on Instagram now.
It's Gigi. I've been on Instagram for years.
For years? For 250 years?
Pretty much.
Wow.
I'm with Gigi Pierre, Realtor extraordinaire. That's what it is. I'm going to shut off my phone.
And Israel in the background.
And you got Israel Martinez with NYC. So Israel Martinez NYC, you always find me on Instagram and Facebook and every other link out there. So looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Looking forward to our new topic. This topic seems very interesting.
Yeah, so today's topic, we wanted to make it a little bit lighter, even though it's very important. I don't like those headphones. I'm really not a fan of headphones. Because you got to
get a little closer to the microphone, Gigi.
I will get closer to the microphone, but I have a leg of the table on my hoo-ha. It's not comfortable.
Yeah, you can take off
we're live. This is here, eternally. Anyway, so we're going to discuss Realtors etiquette. And actually, the ABC of professionalism, it has nothing to do with, thank you, Ed. It has nothing to do really with, we're not discussing the code of ethics. It's going to be a snooze, it's going to be too long. But things that we should be doing as common sense and common courtesy. Am I spitting on the mic?
No.
No, but I know I'm very loud, and trust me, it's going to come out very loud.
You're actually not that loud.
Oh, I'm very close. But my nose is long. I have like a... So, common courtesy and etiquette, the do's and the don'ts, and to make yourself look good for yourself, and to also ensure that the consumer wants to work with you, whether it's a buyer or a seller, and other agents want to really have a good experience interacting with you. All right. So
there's a lot of do's and don'ts, guys. Okay. There's a lot of do's and don'ts. We were actually having that discussion earlier this week as we put the topic together, but we actually came across some interesting articles.
Yeah. You want somebody's calling? It's pretty okay. Let me just.
Everybody's calling.
It's Friday.
Yes, everybody's calling.
It's Friday.
All right, so I think I'm close enough to the mic, and now I don't see my computer, and I'm going to need my glasses. It's going to be you see the joy of live TV. Live TV.
Make a mess in the studio.
Good morning, Darwin. What's up, man? Thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah.
All right.
Good morning, Darwin.
Let's go with our first slide.
Yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna go right into it. Whoa.
Just press. Should I do it?
No, I got it.
I'm lagging.
It's okay, Gigi. I got it. There you go. Ooh, I like this one. Dressed apart. Dressed apart. That's an interesting one right there. You want to break that down, Gigi?
What? I think, like when you, even before you even make money in real estate, I think it's important to look the part before you even make it.
Mm.
It shows respect to yourself. It shows respect to your customer, to your client. And in my humble opinion, you don't have to dress to the T. It doesn't have to be a ball gown. Okay, girls? But dress professionally. Super low cut shirts are a no-no. And very high, mini, skimpy, mini skirts are also a no-no in my book. Let's be respectful of all cultures and beliefs.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys?
100%. I mean, when I first started, I came to the office comfortable. Okay. I'm that type of guy that I was more, I said I was unorthodox when it came to business. I was more
Right.
like in the marketing. I was more in like digital
Yeah.
marketing. I also had started a plumbing company also. But long story short, I came in comfortable. But whenever I did go on appointments, right, I dressed the part. My hair was pretty high too. Remember, I used to blow my hair out.
It used to look like Johnny Bravo, if you guys
Okay,
remember
first of
when
all,
Johnny
but
Bravo. He had the whole thing slanted to, it was like your
no,
height,
listen, my hair.
slanted to the side. That thing was like a trapezoid type of,
It
shape.
was
It was great.
flawless. Okay, my
Yeah.
hair was
It took him 3.5
elegant.
hours to get ready.
Elegant. My friends can actually confirm that.
And and you can be casual, but you can be, like business casual.
Correct.
I love how Israel does it. You always
Yes.
have those nice
Nice
shirts,
button-down shirts.
button down
Right.
shirts. They may have like a nice little print to it, motif,
Yeah.
subtle, not crazy. We're not gonna go like etro, like I don't know if you know that brand
What's Etro?
of, it's a
For those who
Spanish
don't know.
designer.
Spanish designer, and I don't know him.
It's from Spain.
I was gonna say because I don't know them either.
And it's fine. Usually they have a
Spain.
lot of floral designs and
Spain.
everything. So just do like Israel, like a nice button-down shirt and a nice blazer. Good shoes, clean.
Yeah.
And that's what I would recommend for men. And for women, we can still wear like
I think
slacks and
women's
stuff.
suits are pretty nice, not for nothing. I've seen a couple women's suits. I know maybe some of
I don't know.
the
They look kind of sometimes too restricted, but you can still wear like a
restricted.
nice
Man, some of those
slacks and a
some
nice
of those
blouse.
suits are pretty nice. I've actually seen them. I don't want to give, I guess I'm not gonna say any names, but like a suit place, they actually make both men and female suits. They're pretty
What's the suit,
expensive.
please?
Huh?
What is it called?
They're not paying us to say
Yves
their
Saint
name.
Laurent.
Who?
No, they're not. But hey, seriously, I mean, to go with that, honestly, I completely agree. For both men and women, it should be really two things in mind. It should be business casual, to obviously business look, right? You want to be as pristine as possible, especially if you're going to a point of an appointment for the first time you're meeting this person. You want this first impression kind of situation. You want to be able to go in there and be as professional as possible, to meet this person. So going in there with a t-shirt that you just came out of the gym is not the right thing. However, going in there, right, but going in there maybe with it all depends on your market too, because not all markets require a suit and tie, or not all markets require, a true sort of business casual. Some of them are okay with having, sort of a loafers with shorts and polos. So it really depends on your market.
Right. And that's what
But this
you see the
market
point
here
is
in New York,
right.
yeah.
I'd like to touch on
the
something
market, the market in New York, and I'll just make this part quick. This market in New York really, again, it's depending on your area, your market itself, and the sense of value, because there's some values that are just higher than others. And if your market is not as high, then it's okay. But just make sure you're business casual.
But if you're going to show a $27 million mansion, it would be nice if you at least have a suit. You'd better
You better get it. You better get your manicure
You'd better
done.
invest in a nice pair of
Get
shoes.
a facial.
Yes.
Wait.
Okay.
So
And
you're
one
trying
thing
to
I
tell
like
me I
to
can't
throw
go
out
in there
there
with a
is,
polo?
yeah, I like to throw this out there. Darwin actually just mentioned it. I'll put it up again.
Yes,
he
that would be
commented it.
nice.
But one thing you cannot purchase at the store is a smile. So you better bring that smile with that outfit, man, because if you don't, you're just gonna look like some salesperson.
Right.
You don't want to be that person. You want to show up and and look like somebody that you can relate to.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah,
you want to look like somebody that you can connect with. You know what I mean?
You
So
can certainly buy some wax lips if you want, but I mean, yeah, can't buy a
I
smile.
mean, yeah, but even then, what's that gonna look like? You know, you just went from a sharp dresser to a creepster.
yeah. All right. So
Thanks,
then
Darwin.
we
Appreciate it, man.
thank you so much. Well, then we have another point we wanted to
Yeah.
discuss that is kind of important. If
Here
you
we
want
And
to
go.
Darwin
just
always dresses sharp. I just want to add that on. Every time I
ah,
meet him, he's always dressing sharp.
Punctual. Be
be
punctual.
on time. On time.
Mhm. How many real estate agents out there? Seriously, let's be honest with each other. Nobody else is watching right now, right?
No,
No
nobody
one else is
else.
watching,
No.
but let's be honest with each other. By a show of hands, how many of us has made it to an appointment a little late?
I have, but there is a
Just a
but.
little.
There
Your
is a but.
listing appointment or
There is
sales?
no,
Any
not listing
appointment.
appointment.
Let's not even be
Showing appointment.
Yeah,
No, not
just
listing appointment. You're there before. You're waiting in the car. You're like, okay, am I ready? You know, that's a
Hey, no,
different thing.
listen,
Went
I'm
on.
gonna,
What
I feel like I'm
appointment
there
you
a
went
half hour
on?
man
early.
in Howard Beach that we showed up punctual and everything, and
And
then
that was
turned
not
out
the
that
right person. We got sent on a goose chase.
oh my god, that was funny.
That's another story. But even this week as a listing agent, I'm showing a house, and you have buyers waiting for their agents. And the agent is number one, not even returning my calls, nor my text. So I wonder if that person is dead, right? Whether I should start showing the
Hopefully
house
not.
or not.
Hold on, hopefully not. There was a storm that just happened. I hope not.
No, hold on. It happened at night.
Right.
No, some of these agents, man, they just
Right. So
Anywho.
proper etiquette would be to, if you're late, at least we're all driving, so we can always give an estimated arrival time and say, guys, I'm stuck on this highway. It looks like we're gonna have a 10-minute delay. Please bear with me. I apologize, and I will be a little bit late. Do we need to reschedule? It's always like giving them the option,
Yeah.
So a nice text and followed up by a phone call to me is a must, and coming up with an apology. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I heard I heard Vincent say this. I heard it in a couple of the trainings that we
Yeah.
did too. But, if you're late, it's better to say, "Hey, Gigi, thank you so much for being patient.
Right.
I truly appreciate it," than saying, "I am so sorry that I am late,"
Sure.
and
Right.
then focus on the fact that you were late. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, and especially in
Oh no,
Queens
once
now.
you get there, yes, of course.
Once
Yeah.
you get there, you know what I mean. But in Queens nowadays,
But- Yeah.
there's traffic everywhere.
But
So
doesn't it bring the point that you should actually take that time in consideration that there may be traffic
yeah.
and leave early,
of
right,
course.
Ed?
Right.
Huh?
Right? Ed?
Listen, I said let's be honest, and I
all right,
raised my
guys,
hand.
I have to
Yes.
just tell you something. I have to tell
No.
it to the world.
Gee.
We all said we were going to meet at 10, right, today to make sure our lighting is good. And I'm not even crazy about still the lighting we have today. I think I'll bang like a huge ring to put here. So we all agreed on 10, right, Israel? Israel, you're with me, right? Say yes. No.
Okay, yes.
I don't know. That
What
looks like-
time did you come in?
How much
I
did she
think
put
I
under your
called
chair,
him.
Israel? How much did she put under your chair to take her side? Man? Come
No,
on.
but listen, this doesn't, it's amongst friends, it's all right. But in business, it's a no to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Respect other people's time. Respect
Well,
your
look,
client's time.
with my first mentor, I pretty much learned never to be late, right? And even before that, even with work, before that, you always learn. If you're 15 minutes early or 10 minutes early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're just unprepared, right? So, but one of my first listings with the mentor I was with at that time, man, I was 20 minutes late. And the fire that I saw in those eyes from with the listing partner I was with, oh my Jesus.
yeah.
I was just going fire. I mean, we still got the listing, but the point is, I've learned the valuable lessons after that. So,
Right.
That's true. Now, before we go on to the other slide, I just want to touch on. We had a couple comments here. So Jerry said, use lock boxes, 100%. If the property is vacant and you're the listing agent, why not? It just saves you time. You know what I mean? And it gives other agents that might be in the area that get that call that want to see a property right away.
Right.
you know what I mean, gives them access.
So unfortunately, in New York, we have a lot of people still living in those houses. We have a few lock boxes, yes, but most of the time, yeah, we're gonna have owners living in those homes, and we're gonna have to coordinate scheduling appointment and so on and so forth. And even when you're going on a listing appointment, even more essential, be there before ahead of time, at least 15 minutes before. I like to survey the area a little bit, even if I know it. Just make sure I catch some points that I may have not remembered or anything. Take a look at the house, the roof, the this or that.
A refresher.
Like
a refresher.
And if I still have time, why not just chill in the car for like 10 minutes? You just gonna come on to your seller with a whole different vibe of being relaxed and comfortable and confident.
Very true. Very true.
That's true.
Right.
Darwin said it's good to call, I'm assuming ahead of time, and just say, hey, I'm gonna be late, my apologies. You could do that as well.
Right.
So let's jump on
next one.
Yes, where is everybody this morning?
Goodness.
Talk trash.
It's Labor Day weekend. We forgot about that. So at the end, we'll touch on that. But don't talk trash. I love this. You know why?
So trash talking,
I have a little story.
Yeah.
So Priscilla is an agent, been doing her thing for some time now. So shout outs to her. I might be biased, but that's my boo. But she had a buyer that she was showing a property to, and as soon as they walked in, the wife, I'm gonna go ahead and say, the wife just started to make her comments, like, oh, this is like this and that is like that, and the seller and they were showing the property. So the other property, the actual seller was gonna open the door. So she took her outside and she said, hey, look, we're going to go see these properties. Whatever you like, keep it to yourself. But if there's something you don't like, just out of respect, try to keep that to yourself. Let's go through the tour. When we're done, let's talk about it outside.
Yeah. So that's one big thing. For us, I think our comments on the property, our personal likes or dislike about a property, we should definitely leave that out. And did I make a hole here? No. And when it comes to having respect for the owners that are there and so on and so forth, I was also thinking of a trash talk of especially us agents. I don't know if you've seen online some of those posts where agents having some experiences with buyers or sellers, and they would make actual comments on the Instagram or on their Facebook. You'd see, oh my God, my car stink up so much, that buyer had such a bad breath. You know how embarrassed I was? Embarrassed for that agent, truly embarrassed for that agent to be such an a-hole. Number one. I mean, you're going to be working with people and you're going to trash talk them to the world. This is the most disgraceful thing to me.
100%.
Right.
And not for nothing, this is good, and you need to think about this, because I'm a firm believer of what goes around comes around. So remember that if you're in the real estate industry and you're out there bashing people or bashing agents or whatever the case is, one day you might come across them and meet them again. I had a perfect example of that. The first time I jumped into real estate, my first transaction was a rental transaction. Rental transaction. Okay. And I keep it honest with everybody. 6 months, first transaction. All right. So I was a rental transaction. The good thing is that I had sales experience.
Right.
Okay. I knew how to talk to people. I knew how to negotiate. The only thing was, it was a different product. What was the product? The property.
Right.
Right. So I believe I have a lot of experience in sales, but these agents felt that I was new, and I told them straight up, I just got into real estate, whatever the case is, but they didn't know my background history. Long story short, they went ahead and they tried to cut me into my commission because it was a husband and a wife doing business together. It was a rental transaction. They tried to split. They pulled me to the side. Yeah, they pulled me to the side when we went there to have the interview with the landlord, and they pulled me to the side. And they said, hey, I just wanted to let you know that just to be on the same page, the commission is split 3 ways.
Wow.
So I kept my cool. I'm sure a lot of people would have probably bugged out. I kept my cool. I said, I just shook my head. It was his wife that was telling me this. Shook my head, no problem. We got to the closing table. We went through everything, and I had this conversation with Vincent before that. And I printed out the MLS sheet, the listing,
Right.
and on there it said commission split was 50-50.
Right.
So I highlighted it, put it all together. Boom. They went back and forth with me for the longest in front of the tenants,
Oh,
which is
that's so
not
bad.
something
So
you should do.
unethical.
That's another thing that
This
shouldn't
is
be done.
actually a violation of the code of ethics.
Yeah.
This is like
Yes,
you
it
had
is.
huge points against them. We're not going to talk about the code of ethics again
Yeah.
because we were just
That's
talking
another
about
topic.
yes, it's another topic.
another
So we're
topic.
talking about professionalism and this. But this one is is
Yeah.
pretty bad.
You should
Yeah.
not do that in front of a client. You should not be at the closing
Right.
table going back and forth about commission. This has nothing to do with the clients
The experience
or
of
the
the
customer.
client. Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
And I told them that in front of them. I said, this has nothing to do with them. If
Right.
you and I want to have this discussion, we can have this discussion.
Wow.
Long story short, they ended up losing. I ended up getting the 50% commission. It was a rental transaction. 2 years later, we have that listing in Burn Street
Yeah.
together, and I'm there. And guess who shows up?
They do.
Them.
Those two agents.
Yep.
Did you kick
Masked
them out?
up and everything. No, why would I do that? Because again, I understand something.
I
What
know.
goes around comes around, right? So they came back to my listing, and that was a moment for me
Like you were
to
shining.
actually stand there and say, what do I do at this point? Should I kick them out or should I let them in? So I took my mask off and I literally told them, hey, what's up, guys? They looked at me confused, and I said, you guys don't remember me? No. Yeah, that you don't remember that rental transaction that we did back in it was in Queens, like Jamaica area, Queens. You don't remember me? Their face turned white. His wife did not say one word.
Yeah.
They went in the place, and I said, hey, I'll follow up with you folks later. Let me know if your client's interested. And I started to go through the DTI and everything. Their client wasn't even qualified. They didn't even do the right job.
They probably didn't even know what to do.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Sad. Very sad.
So don't talk trash and don't be disrespectful, because I say it all the time. It's a brotherhood, and it's a brother and sisterhood.
Right.
That's what we're a part of as realtors. All right. We're brothers and sisters, so don't be disrespectful to each other and don't talk trash about each other.
Some of them I don't want to be brother and sister.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
But again, don't like if you're gonna go on the presentation since I'm a listing agent mainly, you're gonna go on listing presentation, and other agents have been basically applying for the job of listing agent before you, and that seller is giving you the name of the agent, because a lot of the times someone asks, who was it you talked to already? And if they tell you, please don't make any comments about that agent, just because a lot of the times you're hearing it back from sellers, and they say, oh, I spoke to that agent and we had this other agent before, and they say that guy wasn't this and wasn't that, and makes me wonder what kind of person that person we just interviewed is. So it's true. So just beware of who's listening and beware of what you're saying.
Yeah, I completely agree to that, because in my building and other buildings I work in as well, there's a lot of agents who pretty much control the market per se in that building. And sometimes I'll meet some of the shareholders in the buildings I work in and everything, and they'll tell me who the agent is. Sometimes, and I know some of these agents that they speak about, either they're really good, or I know they're like, oh my God, they're not the best things in the world. They're not but they make themselves sound like they're the luxurious person in the world. So just in those kind of acts, right, in those kind of situations, when I hear those names, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, good luck. If your home doesn't sell, right? When your home doesn't sell, just call me, and we'll see if we can strategize something else for you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything bad about that person, and I'll just walk away.
Comments,
It's true. I mean, look, it happens to all of us, man. But we got some comments that just came in. Darwin, shout out to you, man. I appreciate you tuning in, chiming in, throwing your comments, man. So we thank you so much for us, man. Definitely. But he said, I had the same experience with a mother and daughter. My client says they don't want the store because the attitude. You can't do that.
Wow.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not right. Like, we get it. We're all hungry. But there's a lot of food to go around. There's a lot of money to go around. Like, don't get caught up in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you if you go out there and you go above and beyond for your client, automatically you're going to get what you want.
Yeah.
Automatically.
Yeah.
So just focus on that. Don't focus on your pockets. Don't focus on your money. Don't focus on trying to double in the deal. Just focus on making your client happy.
We'll mention, I think we have another segment where we'll mention really talking about what the big picture is. And let's go on the lighter subject on the next one,
Next slide.
which is, as a listing agent, this is dear to my heart. Okay, next slide is read broker remarks and instructions before scheduling a showing. And I'm going to add, when
That's
you're
a
the one
double-edged
double-edged sword, when you're entering the instructions, listing agents, make sure what
No, I'm waiting
they
to hear it.
are precise and the other agents can understand how to get into the house. So number one, listing agent, make sure the instructions are clear. And buyer's agents, please read the broker's remark. Please. That would be fantastic.
It'll save you time, actually.
Right. Because you know how many phone calls a day I'm getting of, and we have those broker remarks with actually a lot of things that pertains to showing and sometimes presenting the offers or the debt to income ratios or the flip tax, whatever is pertaining to the deal. And I would probably receive about 5 to 7 phone calls every day of agents that haven't even bothered even looking at the MLS.
And let me guess.
Please,
See, that's a double-edged sword. But now let me. I'm gonna be that I'm gonna be that a-hole. All right, because I actually do call. I call agents because I know that there's times when they either have written something. Let's just say there's a listing, and I'm gonna say this right now. There's a listing that they say that they have an accepted offer, and the thing has been around for so long. I'm still gonna call because they may say
I was not talking about status.
right?
Yes,
No. Wait. I'm not done. They say there's an accepted offer, and I still call, and I'll still find out, right? Or there's another issue where there's a fee, or there's a flip tax, or there's something that they've written down, and I'm like, wait a minute, let me figure out this true information because I need to know if this information is actual correct. So that's why I call. So I'm probably one of those. I don't call you, Gigi, but I do call other listeners.
What about instructions that says, logbox, please schedule through showing time? Yeah. And it says that several times on the showing instructions. Yeah. And then under access to whatever, we have like the remarks to brokers, showing instructions, and then something else we can still add where it's at. And you still have agents calling, and it's like, let's book an appointment. I'm like, yeah, we're booking through showing time. What is that?
So,
yeah,
I like to add to that dark side that Israel was trying to jump on because I thought he was going to hit it also. But what I want to say
I was trying to hold back. That's why.
Yeah. What I was going to say on top of that is that sometimes the listing agents don't even follow their own instructions that they put in the broker remarks, man. I'm telling you, it's like call this number and you call them and then they're like, yo, why don't you book through showing time? It's in the showing instructions. It says to call you, man. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. You're right.
Or sometimes it's in the showing time, right? You go ahead and you click on it and you know, all right, it says showing time. Cool, man. I'm going to go ahead and book it. And then you go in there and you book it and you're waiting. And the next day you still don't have a response and you're calling showing time, and showing time is somebody else that's being paid and God knows where. And then they're like, yeah, we're still waiting to hear back from the listing agent. Why don't you follow your own instructions? You know what I mean? It happens both ways. I think it happens both ways. But yes,
it does.
Take yourself time, and like Izzy said, double check it. So even if it is saying what it says, so call anyway.
The point to this is let's all be considerate to the other agent. Like if you're a listing agent, make sure your instructions are correct and can be understood. If you're a buyer's agent or a showing agent, read the damn remarks. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, if you're a buyer's agent, hold on a second. I'm going to rephrase that. If you're a listing agent, okay, follow your own instructions, okay?
Or be
All right.
concise. Be concise with it.
Yes, and then
Yeah,
we
I don't.
have
We had some quick comments real quick. I know, like, listen, a lot of people are chiming in, and that's the part. That's what we really want. We want to engage. We want to bounce ideas back and forth. So we appreciate it. And Jerry actually threw
yeah,
something in there too. Many listing agents don't use showing time to schedule. 100% true. It would actually help you set and organize your schedule.
right. And because a lot of agents don't even answer their phone or their text for that matter.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you
Well,
call
that's
them
the
and they're
problem
like,
with.
And they're like, text me.
sorry, please text me. Please text me. I want to talk to somebody, man.
This.
I'm laughing.
Well, I mean, I,
Oh, I gotta laugh at this, guys.
too many
You
Because
have
times.
to.
sometimes you just
You,
want to
you
choke
know,
and punch the wall. I want to punch the wall and choke the
Wow,
agent.
G just speaking for all the realtors out there. Real talk, G.
Oh no,
Yes,
wow.
no,
it's 100%
you
true.
If
know.
you're a listing agent at a showing, wow. Okay.
Oh yeah,
So what's this
yeah,
next
yeah.
one here?
If you're a listing agent at the showing, let the buyer's agent do the talking.
Oh, that's
I'm going to
nice.
tell you why. And this, I feel very strongly. I had recently a showing with, as I work with maybe 1 or 2 buyers
It's
a
another
year.
double-edged sword.
And I go with that buyer who happened to be a former agent, mortgage broker, long time in the business, president of his co-op board. So the guy knows real estate, right?
Yeah.
And he's looking for something much bigger. He has young children now. He needs to expand. And we're going to this showing appointment. Number 1, the agent is late, 15 minutes. Number 2, we were led upstairs by the doorman. Apparently, that was not the proper decorum to follow, but anyway. So the homeowner's girlfriend is waiting for us, and I'm like, maybe we should wait for the agent. So we do wait. As we come in, the agent tells us, "Get your shoes off." We're like, "Okay." So all right. So we were not told by the
That
owner,
should have
right?
been
So we're like,
on
"Okay,
the
okay."
MLS broker remarks.
That should have been there. So we get our shoes off, no problem, and the buyers want to go and take a look at the apartment. We've been waiting for a long time in the hallway, and she's like, no, 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 let me show you. So she's the one making all the comments and telling the buyers, touch the drawer. This is good quality. To the point where I'm seeing the wife, the buyer, husband and wife
Turning
buyer. Basically, I'm just looking at her like rolling her eyes. So she got very frustrated, thought that she got totally turned off by that apartment. And the whole thing got shifted where she got turned off. The apartment had a lot of good points. It was just shown in a light where she felt she was being demeaned and put down by the agent that was telling, oh, you don't understand, this is top quality, and you don't see, you've never seen anything like this in your life. And they felt horrible. The experience was really bad. So that leads me, as a listing agent, a lot of the times I'm going to be there. And if I've seen the agent, I always tell them I'll be there for questions. Let them walk around with a buyer. Don't follow them. Like, at least, like trust them. They're agents. They're not going to let their buyers just go and open up drawers and eat the food, even though.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
sometimes
but
the agent might eat the food.
they might.
True.
Yeah, to be careful.
I know.
I think to say it's actually for me. I mean, I've run through a lot of these showings, and for me, it's really at first should be who's going to do the tour, who's going to be the tour leader on this one. Because I feel again, there's listing agents out there who want to be the Mr. and Mrs. Talker and want to
You know
sell their
what?
home.
I don't.
You
Yeah,
have
I don't
buyer
agree
agents.
with that. I don't agree
Well,
with that. This is
that's
your
fine.
buyer. It's your show.
You're right. I agree.
It
I
is.
agree.
Hold on. It is my buyer, but this is your house. You know everything about it,
Right. But
You
this
know
is
the
why
listing.
I could. I
You know the
step
co-op and
back.
the condo, and you know the house. So I can actually walk my buyer around and tell them and ask them, hey, listen, how do you like this kitchen? What would you change differently? What would you do differently with this kitchen? What would you think about this living room? What would you do differently? I can walk them through without a problem. However, there's buyers agents out there who are actually, or showing agents who actually don't have that kind of thing. What are their feedbacks? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And it doesn't help to sell the house. So if you're a listing agent, and you actually have a little bit more better tour-ish ways of saying, hey, listen, you guys can come through this house, look at this kitchen. How do you feel about it? Then you can actually sell that house. You can help the buyers
Yes,
sell
but
that house.
I still want to let the buyer's agent, especially like, keep their position
Yeah.
as basically representing those buyers, and I'm there at the end for questions, and I will tell them when I welcome them into the house or the apartment, if I'm there, and say, look, just go through it. If you have any questions, please come back to me. If there is additional details, and I would sometimes at the end of the tour, did you guys like it? And I ask the agents, did you mention about the roof, the brand new roof, and so. And sometimes they would go, oh no, I forgot. We'll go later when we come back to the office. And that's when I go back and just give them a list of the benefits and features of the house.
Was the brand new roof in the descriptions? Was the age of the basement? See, not everybody does this. That's my point.
Yeah.
When you read descriptions, there's descriptions that only have 3 sentences. There's descriptions that have a whole novel. Okay, and people either read it or don't read it. So if you know the house, sell the house. That's my idea.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. Here's what I think should happen, though. I think the buyers should, no matter what level they are, I think they should bring their client in and give the tour.
Yes.
Whether they can show them how this might look or not. I think the buyer should take the moment to go through the MLS listing, read the information as best as possible, try to memorize it if you can, and that's your moment.
Bring the listing
that's your
with
stage.
you.
That too.
So you have the notes with you.
You can do that too.
Right.
You can have it on your tablet. And I mean, nowadays with everything that's happening, people don't want to touch things. So I don't know. I'm just saying, if you memorize it, you'll be the cool person in the house. If you don't memorize it and you have a paper,
you know
you're
what
still
it does?
cool.
I'm not even thinking about that by showing agents, because sometimes whatever.
Yeah.
But it's for the entire industry.
Yeah.
Let's have, let's show those buyers a good experience. Let's not make anyone uncomfortable.
But to finish off with you in Israel,
the agency
with this little thing here, I agree in this factor. The agent should read whatever information is on the MLS as best as possible, bring it with them if they can, and then take them on the tour. As far as closing it, Israel, I think you being the listing agent should be the one closing it. Don't rely on the showing agent to close it out for you. Like you said, stop them at the door. Hey, any questions? Did they mention this? Did they mention that? Hey, there's a lot of opportunity here. You can do this. You can do that. You know what I mean? At the end, I think as the listing agent, that's your moment to connect with the agent that's in front of you with their buyers and let them know, hey, I'm not trying to cut you out of the deal, because I think that's what everybody's doing. Everybody's like hugging their clients.
Right, and I do understand, because I realize a lot of the times those showing agents, buyers agents, have not met the buyer before. Those are guys from Zillow.
Sometimes they meet, sometimes.
And it's like, especially when the agent is late for 20 minutes, and then the buyer says, I never met that person, I don't know who they is. I just called Zillow. I thought he was the listing agent. Yeah. And that's when you just smile. Smile, say nothing. Smile.
So and there it is. So pretty much they met him through Zillow. They thought they were the listing agent, and then they're doing a bad showing.
Right.
So it's no. I mean, I want to control. To me, I mean, I'm not a control freak. Don't get me wrong, but if I need to fix my feathers and do a show to sell this property as quick as possible and to the best light, I'm gonna do it. So that's pretty much it. But if it's an agent I worked with in the past, no, go ahead. I know how you do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just think, like I said, man, I just think that even when those agents do come in, you know what I mean? If you're getting a lead off of Zillow, try to have that relationship building part before you get to a property. But yes, sometimes it happens. You get to a property and that's the first time you met them. But if that's the case, like Gigi said, show up a little earlier. Try to get the buyers there a little earlier so that you guys can engage before that appointment. You guys can go through the property and the information.
Oh yeah, a lot of the times if the agent is there before the buyer, I'm telling them, you want a tour? You just want me to just give you a tour. Perfect. And then that's it.
Absolutely. Do you mind? Sure. Can I go? Gigi, can I check your property out real quick before they show up? Thank you. Take the tour.
Yeah, and I would appreciate it. Yeah, lovely.
Gigi, any questions? Can I ask you? Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely.
That's it. You take them in.
Let's go on to the next topic.
This is fun. You guys having a good time?
Yeah, I do. Oh,
Yeah,
this one I love
Social
it.
media professional.
Yes.
That that's
that's
see
also a
that's
two-way street.
yeah, like,
For me.
it's almost like you now have to watch. It's almost like you have to watch what you're doing and not put too much where it might make you. It's a fine line because nowadays that's what it is. It's like companies are checking
One
your
word.
social media profile.
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Keep your social media profiles
PG-13.
vanilla.
Is that what that
vanilla.
means?
Yes.
So PG.
Vanilla is everything should be professional. Anything in your previous posts from 10, 11 years ago that might be compromising, where you're like up against a tree with a super mini skirt and a little G-string and a finger
Ooh.
up, that picture's got to go.
So pretty
Take
much,
that.
really,
Censor it.
the way this should be said is actually keeping your business media, social media professional. Because honestly,
Even your personal, because it's gonna come. Everybody is gonna look at
People look at it.
everything.
My personal Instagram is private.
Right. Exactly. So if you want to keep your personal Instagram private, it's
Right.
fine. But your social media, even if you have a business page, somebody will, unless your page is private again, but somebody will find you.
Yeah.
And please, like, keep your image like squeaky clean.
That's
Like
true.
nothing compromising. Also, in the content of your pages, on your business page, if you're gonna have a rant about the current political issues, oh no,
Can't do that.
no.
I mean, your beliefs are what your beliefs are.
Of course,
I agree.
and they have to be respected,
100%.
whether they're your political
agree.
beliefs and religious beliefs,
Yeah.
and they should be respected. But you don't have to actually rant about it.
Yeah.
They don't have to be. You just need to keep. I think the more neutral you are, especially if you work with the public, the better it is. And I think all three of us never even put anything political nor religious on our social media. Yes, we wish you holidays.
Pretty much. So pretty much keep it. You can keep it professional, but you keep it fun as well. If you want to add a little bit more of your lifestyle, your life, whatever, do so, because people do gravitate to that no matter what.
They
People
want to see a human being,
right?
Yes.
But don't put any controversial situations that are out there right now, because honestly, you may lose your market. You may lose the target market that you were actually looking for. So
exactly,
but definitely keep it fun. Keep it. If you're having a pizza somewhere, or having a hot dog somewhere, or hamburgers, or just having just playing a quick baseball game, you can do that. Just do that. That's fine.
Right. But a night of boozing at a club,
not even at the networking events.
Okay, yes, yes, but sometimes
you see, here we go, double-edged sword.
I know, but you see, again, there is like I don't know if you've noticed, I don't like to have a drink in my hands when taking pictures. It's just like, and I know it's something like people like to cheer on, but it's not a look I like to portray. Like I'm a lush, and in real estate, I'm going to look at the camera. We drink a lot. Yes, we do, and that's a known fact. But let's not display it.
I don't drink a lot. I enjoy a beverage, but I don't drink a lot.
Yeah.
You remember that German bar
that was
we went
like 3 months ago?
Oh, didn't you have like Das Boot, like this huge thing that you were drinking?
It was Das Mug. Das Mug, not Boot.
Right.
No, but let's again how you're going to be viewed and the public eye is really, really important.
It's true. And nowadays, honestly, it's tough. It's tough because, and to make a joke out of it, it's like if you're drinking with friends, don't put that up. But if you're drinking with your coworkers at a networking event, it's okay.
Wait, hold on. If you're getting trash at a networking event, let's not display it.
Yeah,
but true. Yes, yeah. I mean, you have limits to everything, and also women. And I want no, I'm not gonna go there. But yes.
Next slide.
Yeah, next slide.
All right. So, silence your phone when with a client. And this is at a showing. If you're showing, all right. Almost at any given time with your client.
Can I start? And because I have those stories of the obnoxious agent that walks in with their client. First of all, he just goes through, does not even say anything. He's already on his phone with it's not even a real estate call.
Yeah, he's
And
paying a bill.
whatever it is. And that agent is not even paying attention, nor to you, nor the buyers. And he's on the phone the whole showing.
He's like, no, go ahead. Check. If you have any questions, let me know.
Not even that.
Pay a bill. Why does this machine not hear me?
I find this so obnoxious, and I feel really genuinely bad for the buyers. Like if you're gonna be with your client, your customer, whatever you call it, whatever relationship you have with them, be with them. Silence your phone. The next phone call can wait. Right?
Yeah. Like I said it before, it's your stage. You're there with the client. Okay. So that's your moment to literally connect with them. If you're on the phone and tell them to go check it out and let me know if you have any questions,
right.
How can you possibly find out what they're looking for, what their needs are, right? What they want, what they don't want, what they dislike. Sometimes they might dislike each other, right? Sometimes they're not even on the same page. How can you figure that out if you're not walking around with them, right? If you spend some time with them and you see, oh, I love this kitchen, and his wife goes, I hate this kitchen, then you're like, okay, well, we got to find a happy medium, right? But you can't do that if you're constantly back and forth and you're over here and you're over there.
And that goes the same way for listing agents. If buyers walk in and with their agents and you're on the phone and you're like,
yeah.
And just keep talking and just
having a seizure in the corner.
Go, I'm sorry. Just go. I gotta take this. No. It's a no.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
No, not at all. If it's an emergency, of course, you're gonna have to, basically be excused and take that away. But show some professionalism, like be respectful on people's time, show you care, right? And this is happening every week, unfortunately, for me. Right. And it's like very disappointing. And then you're seeing those buyers being schlepped around with the agent that just doesn't give a hoot.
Yeah.
Or he's yelling at his girlfriends on the phone. And he's like, whoa, excuse me. Yeah.
Life, huh?
Yeah, life.
Crazy. Next slide.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we have any comments.
Kermit the Frog.
Well, it's a meme.
That's not my job.
That's not my job description.
A real estate agent should never say that something isn't in their job description. You know what's not in our job description that should be in our job description?
What?
Therapists.
Oh, but we are. That's in our job description. There are so many things. You know how many times I've put the trash back in the trash can at showings. You know that a lot of the times when we go have pictures taken, I want to thank all the clients we have who are taking instructions well, and helping us making this picture day very easy on us. But then again, you have cases where I've been doing the house cleaning, putting dishes away, making the bed, putting stuff,
fairy dust on the property so that sells. I know.
Right. Cleaning stuff like you're having a showing and the seller tells you, oh yeah, I had a party last night. I'm sorry, there's a couple of stuff left, and you come into the condo and you say, oh, okay.
what kind of okay.
Yes, exactly.
There's a tiger in the bathroom.
Yes, pretty much. Yes, and you can't say it's not in my job description because you're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, how many times have you showed up, or how many times have you told your client, in this case, right? Your client is the one selling the property. How many times have you told them, hey, look, I'm gonna come over on this day. We're gonna be taking professional pictures. We're going to do a 3D tour of everything. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And you show up and it looks like they didn't get the memo. Like I said, clean up your place before I came here. And now I'm cleaning up your place.
Right.
Now I'm reorganizing things so that in the picture, you actually see the four walls. You don't see all the stuff in front of it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but even then, to tie back into therapy, right? we're also sitting there trying to point out what makes sense and what doesn't make sense, right? We're giving you our professional opinions. Is that not correct?
Right.
So as we're going through that, we're literally trying to help you and connect with you, and that's all we can do. So we're presenting you the what I would say, I guess, our professional opinions, but then at the end of the day, you're the one making the
Right.
decision. But that's where we're the ones trying to help you guys find the right home, right? We're asking you specific questions. What do you like? What don't you like? What can you live with? What can you live without? What's your budget? What's the area? And we're literally trying to refine that to find you the right place.
And sometimes it even goes further. I mean, I've seen a lot working with a lot of seller where empathy comes in big time,
Yeah.
and it has to go beyond just understanding that you're going to be selling their place. It's
Mhm.
understanding where they're at, what situation they're in,
Yeah.
and have some empathy and really feel for them. And I think, like, yes, sometimes the lines are like, are we too friendly, or are you confiding in me too much? But if this is to help them,
Mhm.
you know do this easier, because a lot of the times, especially if you having an estate sale situation and the mom passed away several months away and the daughter is there
A lot of
left to
empathy.
to sell the house, there is still a lot of emotions.
Yeah, you gotta have it.
It's going to go beyond just being a salesperson. You're going to have to be there emotion to make sure they stay emotionally stable through this whole thing.
Yeah.
And we cannot, and yes, that's not part of our job description, because I didn't take a psychology class. I did law school, so no psychology class there.
But law school, I mean, listen, there's a lot of stuff that we've gone through that have
Right.
taught us.
And that
Just,
cannot be like, oh, it's not part of my job. Yes, it is.
yeah,
Right.
you're a lot of things.
But
Right.
it's it. Yeah, it's exactly right.
Like, schlepping paperwork from one thing
Mm,
to the other. Sometimes you, like, the bank needs a piece of paper that the buyer did not provide. And even if I had a conversation with a seller last week who told me, that's not your job. Yes, it's my job to make this deal go through, to
correct.
make sure that you close on this transaction, Mr. Seller. So yes, if I have to go schlep and bring a piece of paper to the bank that of the buyer that is not mine, I will still do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, the job is to get this property sold.
Right.
So
Right.
we'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Um, but then there's a limit. You don't want to cross
Of
that
course.
line.
Of course.
Yeah,
So
no, of course. But that's another topic.
next
Anyway,
slide.
next slide.
The big picture.
Yes,
I like
like,
that.
let's not forget why we're in business.
Hmm.
It's not about me trying to just make that deal at any cost. Sometimes we always have to come in, and this is why I wanted to put this on there, and I don't know how you guys going to interpret it.
Oh, I got
um
it.
let's remember why we're doing this job. Yes, the money, sure, yes, but outside of that, the service. We're in the business of service.
Serving people.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
I For me, well, me looking at the slide, the bigger picture comes in a few ways. As a client,
Right.
they're not going to see the properties that look like that. What does that mean? They're not going to see behind all the stuff that's piled in
Right.
front. They're not going to see that the kitchen has an opportunity to be remodeled, refaced,
And that was part
right?
of me going into this. So we're in the business of service, and the big picture is to actually lead your consumer to that finish line of the closing, whether it's a buyer.
Correct.
So you're going to help them see that big picture, the final point that they want to reach.
Yeah.
So sometimes the house may not look like it's the right one. Correct?
100%.
Yeah.
It's like I'm telling my clients now, look, I know. First time home buyer, I know you're looking for the perfect home, right? Yeah, I'm looking for the perfect home. Listen, I'm going to
Mhm.
tell you right now, you have a better opportunity. If your budget is here, let's look for properties here so that you can invest into that property and then be at your budget. But then guess what happens? That's your dream home. The properties that we're coming across today, people have been living there for 15, 20, 30 years now. When do you think they did their renovations? For the most part, right before they moved in. So what does that mean? Try to look for that. I'm going to help you put that together. I'm going to help you kind of
And
draw
it's
out
a
what that would look
difficult
like.
job, because you're
It
gonna have
is.
to broaden your audience mind, and it's
Hmm.
like, and like, sometimes it's also a reflection on us. How do I see that bigger picture for myself? and helping my clients see that. What do you think, Israel?
I think you guys hit the. I mean, hit it
On
on
the
the.
nose. In
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
nose.
As the
Yeah.
agent,
Yeah.
how do you look at this as a bigger picture? Remember, and I always say it, I say this all the time. The easiest way to look at this in sales, as a salesperson, you're a farmer. Okay. So go out there, sow seeds. You don't know when the crops are going to come. You don't know where they're going to come. They're going to show up. That's the way you got to look at it. So don't get so hung up on the fact that, oh my God, I need to make this money. I need to close this deal out so I can get that commission check so I can pay this and pay that and buy
Go
this and buy
through
that.
the process. That's farming as a
Exactly.
farmers, like
Exactly.
prepare your soil, plant the seed, water them, make sure they
Exactly.
grow, remove the weed thing,
Mhm.
and just start.
It's a process.
Yes, it's a
Didn't they
process.
say on that, like for a real estate agent, the first year, maybe your second, is
Yep.
very difficult.
Always.
You find yourself working some like you're working, you feel like you're working above and beyond. But guess what happens the third year, the fourth year, the fifth year, the sixth year after that?
The compound
It
effect.
is just
Everything starts.
everything just starts trickling in,
Yeah.
and then you're sitting there telling your friends, "Oh, I only work 20 hours a week this week. I got all these listings. I got all this going
Right.
on," and everybody's like, "Man, I wish I was a sales. I wish I was in
No,
real
right.
estate."
It doesn't happen.
But
this
that
way.
doesn't
Yes.
happen like that.
Mhm.
It literally happens as a compound effect.
Yes.
You start sowing seeds, you start meeting people, you introduce yourself, you're an agent, you introduce yourself that you're in real estate,
Right.
you're putting that information out there. I'm trying to do it as much as I can with social media, and I always say it's like living another life. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of stuff. I could put the information out there, but it takes time. By the time I can try to put it out, it's almost like, it's another day.
Oh, we're gonna go over time. It's almost 12. Oh my
Everybody's
goodness.
enjoying this.
I think we have. I know. It's a great topic.
So that's the way I look at the bigger picture. And
Yeah,
guess
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Guess what? We're at the last slide. You see, we're right on time. Come on now.
Yes.
Be punctual.
So real estate agents should never skimp on marketing. Let's talk about the buyer agent side. Somebody
Okay.
who works with buyer mainly.
What's up? Well, I mean,
Because like some people can. I agree. You can buy a nice big Zillow account to try to capture a lot of those buyers on the market.
mhm.
That's one thing. You can crank up your social media, have a nice business card, have a nice CRM, right?
Yeah, that too.
What else do you think as a buyer's agent?
As a buyer's agent, ways to not skimp on your marketing.
Like buyer's presentation material.
Yeah, you can start developing. I know a buddy of mine does real estate. A lot of, like, him and a couple of others get keys. They have like the keys that they always work that they kind of give to, like. I mean, you can do it for both sides, but
what are you gonna do with that big key after?
hang it up in their wall so that they never
God.
forget you.
Yes.
And then you write under
closing gifts are for sure. It's always a nice touch.
Yeah.
But the marketing, I would think of how to basically make sure your name is out there in the proper way, whether you're a listing agent or your buyer's agent.
Yeah. I mean, look, you mentioned CRM. There's a lot of platforms that you can, if you're working in a team, like for us, for example, right?
Oh, no, we have
team
tools,
environment.
yes. Yeah.
We can actually promote each other's listings,
Right.
right? So with that being said, like for our CRM, we can actually promote some of these listings and try to advertise it. Not saying that we're the listing agent, but it's just saying if you're looking for a property similar to this, click on this link, and that gets directed to you, not to all these other companies like, Zillow and Truly. I know that's where everybody goes, but what that company does is that they sell that information to whoever picks up the call first.
Yeah.
So if you're investing more into yourself, you can now have these potential buyers clicking and being redirected back to you versus being redirected to Zillow or whoever picks up the call.
And then when you're a listing agent and you're reusing photos of the property from 15 years ago from MLS and taking a screenshot of your screen of the MLS picture and it starts showing up on your screen that big. Terrible. And when you we go on a lot of listing appointments and we show actually homeowners other listings and what they've been selling or not selling for, and I tend to see a lot of those expired listings expired to the detriment of the sellers because the marketing was horrendous. You're going to take a photo in portrait, what is it, like the portrait layout, and it's going to be very dark and you're going to have a picture of a doorknob. And it's like, Okay.
And
What
then
are we selling here?
yeah, and then after you
Yeah.
finish taking a picture like that, you should ask yourself after and look at it, and then ask yourself, does this even make sense? Like if I was a buyer looking at this photo, would I even want to come and look at this property based off of what I'm seeing? Everybody goes online first, right? So invest in that. I mean,
I
whether
think yes, invest in your
invest in it,
business, invest in yourself.
get
And
professional photos.
unfortunately, we have so many bad apple in this
But
business,
that's in
and it's
any
or maybe
industry.
just the
It's
few
any
bad
industry.
apples. I know any
You get
industries, but
doctors, you got
You
more
know, the
doctors.
cheapest, right? The cheapest investment out there for anyone, which most people should have been taking advantage, is Facebook and Instagram. I mean,
Yeah,
those are the cheapest investments. The cheapest investments out there is your LinkedIn as well. So if you think about it this way, going back to one of our social medias um, slides that we had, pretty much if you do it the right way by using a professional way of showing how well how busy you are, how many houses you have, what houses you got going, what videos you have to show them, what live you could do for that particular house. This is pretty much a great way for you as an agent to actually not not worry about how much you have to pay for it. But now, guys, I don't know how much you pay per month for marketing. I know there's folks that I've spoken to. They spend up to $2,000-3,000 in marketing. Okay,
yes,
and
at
marketing
least I
itself,
don't know.
you can actually again go through the Facebook format and spend up to $1,000 on that. You can do that on using a big writer, going using a plane and using a writer to go over, certain cities or whatever. You can use a billboard. You can use magazines. There's so many things you could do.
So
But the
and
one
then
thing
you
is
have all those
never
service. But I think like in order again to get to the final point, even as a listing agent, like we're using services like Street Easy. A feature on Street Easy on the Manhattan apartment on the Upper East Side is going to
yeah.
be $500 for a month.
Mhm.
So it's like then you have your picture budget, your 3D tour budget, your floor plan
Yeah.
budget, your feature budget, your property boosting budget, and it comes right away pretty much
Mhm.
at $1,500 for one listing. Just your way in. You open the door, you get that thing going. This is it. But you can't skip on it because
Correct.
yes, you're gonna make that initial investment, but guess what? It's gonna sell much quicker than other listing
exactly
would.
And
Yes.
once you sell it, and then
remember,
again, it's got
And then you
got
add video. That's another $2,700 hundred
right.
dollars.
You had video, you
So
had
here
floor
you go.
plans
Yeah.
that actually
Yeah.
counts as
Yeah.
well,
But
right? So you're
you
doing all
have to
these.
yes, you have to be ready
You're
for
doing all
this.
these, yeah, and
Right.
you're doing all these, and you're not doing it on your iPhone. You're not doing it on your
Right.
Samsung.
No.
Okay, you're
Right.
getting these things because you're showing the public that you're actually getting yourself as a professional realtor, that you're doing the service for them, and as a buyer's agent or a listing agent. So
And
those are
then the
only
next
matter.
one to me, in this day and age, especially coming out of this COVID lockdown last year,
Mhm.
if you're not on social media, you're a secret agent. If you're not on social media, if you don't have any presence online, I don't even know what's going to happen to you over the next year because I don't even think anybody will, it's like you have to be present online. This is where the world is going, and you have to. And if you don't jump on that train, this is it. You're not going to make it.
I
I
agree.
100%.
think
That's
I don't want to be harsh, but I think this is it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot. There's a lot. Look, it's an endless opportunity. Um, but at the end of the day, you cannot look at this as a job. You have to
Yeah.
look at this as it's a business, and you're investing in yourself, and you're trying to generate more business, and that's how you keep the wheel turning.
There you go.
Cool.
That's it.
I think we're done.
I think we're done. So,
Yeah.
guys, it's a long weekend. I hope you guys can
Oh my God,
take
it's
a little
Labor
bit of
Day.
time for yourself to re-energize and
Yeah,
get back in
of
strong
course,
on Tuesday.
100%.
of
And
course.
then of course, or Tuesday or later for those that are celebrating the upcoming holidays.
Labor
But like time to just like get back in,
Take a second, right?
take a second,
I would say,
deep
guys,
breath.
like Gigi said, take a moment, take a deep breath. If you can go out to nature and kind of ground yourself, recharge,
If they
you
don't
know what I
like
mean?
nature,
If
just
you don't like
recharge.
nature, I think it might still be warm out there. You could jump in the water, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
not really. It's
I'm
kind of
sure.
cold out.
Yeah.
But
It's lovely out. I
yeah,
love this weather.
listen,
This is great.
enjoy yourselves.
Yes.
Meet up with the family, meet up with your friends, your loved ones, whoever it is. Just go out there, take a moment for yourself. I know you guys been working hella hard out there.
Yes.
All right. we're entering the fourth quarter now.
Ooh,
We're entering
now
the
it's getting
fourth
serious.
quarter.
Yeah,
I
we have
cannot
to
believe.
start planning for next year,
Yeah.
guys. And we'll have some
There
trainings
you
on
go.
that. We'll
More
definitely will.
ideas. You heard it here
Yes.
first. So we're
Yes.
entering the fourth quarter. So take a second, guys. Reevaluate what's happened this past 2/3 of the year. Okay. Enjoy it with your friends and family.
Yep.
Enjoy it and enjoy the weekend.
See you guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Bye, Israel.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Peace. It's Friday again. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday again.
I'm gonna have to cut it off now. Bye, guys.